Good Monday morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's cool here, not cold, actually, it's pretty nice. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Fort Clark Springs, Texas? She ain't gonna answer. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Fort Clark Springs, Texas?
In Fort Clark Springs, it's currently 50 degrees.
Thank you. 50 with a high of 72, sunny all day. Not bad. Got a few days of that. Anyway, hey, Google, what's the temperature in Fairbanks, Alaska?
In Fairbanks, it's currently -1 degree. Due to
One.
current wind conditions, it feels like it's -13.
That's where you want to be. Either that or Eureka. But anyway, moving along to what? Today, ladies and gentlemen, is the first day of the rest of your life. Make it a good one. It's the day after yesterday, day before tomorrow, right now. And right now just went right on by. So keep that in mind as you get into the day, that if there's something you want to do, you better get busy doing it. Anyway, never worry about what you cannot change. Whenever you watch the news, say to yourself, now, can I change that? And if you can't, why worry about it? All right. So, what else? Been still here and living in my Class C motorhome, even though I've got a tiny home right there. But it's my sitting room. It's my every now and then TV room. It's my reading room. It's the whatever I want it to be. I also went to a dermatologist on Saturday. I think I mentioned this. Everything came out okay. She found a few little quote precancers and froze them off, and that's the end of that. And then I'll go back again once a year, just like I always do. So, with that in mind, moving along to Terry L. Sunday Drive, beautiful drive with no traffic. No, it is. It's really, of course, I live in a rural area of Texas, kind of the southwestern part of Texas, so there's not a lot going on around here. Anyway, pinned by the moon on the tiny home, there is no greater freedom than handing back the key to an Airbnb apartment knowing someone else has to maintain it. I agree with that, but I've never stayed in an Airbnb, but thank you for your input. Hold on here. If you enjoy renovating directories, here we go. This is an investment scam. Okay. Says, for me, property is another way we get tied down, and outside of exceptional cases, I'd rather invest in stocks, REITs, to get exposure to real estate and other investment opportunities. And Jonas Marco says, Zeal, you are right. I had to diversify my $550,000 portfolio across various markets with the aid of an investment coach. I have been able to generate a little bit more above 1.3 million in net profit. Harsh shit. You're going to go to Matilda. Why? Because she's hungry. I don't like these investment scams. We're just going to remove it. That's all. We're going to feed it to Matilda. Why? Because she ain't had nothing to eat in ages. You know what I mean? Matilda says thank you, and that's going to be 3 waffles with strawberry syrup, a side of sausage, a side of hash browns, yeah, and with some strawberry syrup, of course. Thank you. Matilda says thank you. Anyway, Tracy Phillips, good morning, Rusty. Nice walking video. Small towns, nothing like them. Closest town to me is 910 population. Have a great day. Well, thank you, Tracy. Dare Trixa says, nice to go on a drive with you. Well, it's nice to have you along. In case I run into some people from Germany, you can, what do you call it? I'm not decipher. You can, whatever they say. Susan Alexander, wow, actual payphone. Yeah, I don't know if it worked. Miss Majestic, absolutely love the Edna story. I like to laugh my head off. Rusty, I hope you realize how much you make your Rangers happy with your stories. You are a natural born storyteller. Well, yeah, that was true about Edna. I don't know, maybe she had Tourette's syndrome or something, but no, she just let out a string of cuss words that, I mean, they were good ones. Anyway, James Micken, What is the highest peak or range in Texas, and what is the highest place that people reside? Love the drives. Thanks, Rusty. Well, probably the highest peak is Guadalupe Peak in Guadalupe National, in the Guadalupe Mountains in far north Texas, right near the Texas-New Mexico border. There's also a mountain. It's about 8,000 feet, I think. And then there's a mountain over near Alpine, Texas, about the same. The peak of it is. As far as the highest place that people reside, probably Marfa, Texas. It's about, I don't know, 6,000 feet or so. James Micken, I love the close-up walk and drive vids through country Texas. It's so interesting watching from South Australia. Thanks. Well, thank you, mate. Good day, James. Enjoy your day in South Australia. Gobsmack. This video should come with a warning. Watch at your own risk. Beer 30 sanity session may cause excessive laughter, which may result in coughing spells, gagging, and shortness of breath. This was one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. Well, it wasn't funny to me. It's just a little circle down at the bottom of my phone, and I was in it. Crazy, man. RV Living with the Geezer. Check his channel out on YouTube. Campwood and Lakey, one of the prettiest areas of Texas. No road rage either. Nope, none there. Ain't nobody to have any rage. Paul Brighton. Why does it have to be ugly when it's tiny? It should be modern looking. Not like a farm shed. It's a shed. All right, thank you, Paul. That's positive Paul Brighton on the tiny home. Hiking with Jackie Boy. Campwood is a cool little town. It is definitely little. I got that. Stephen Brown on the Tiny Home Depot. I bought my house from Menards, and it was a 24 by 24 two-story. Anyway, he did it with a slab well, all kind of stuff. Cost him $100,000, and he's been living there 5 years, and he likes it. Well, good for you, Stephen Brown. Your investment paid off. Terry L. I thoroughly enjoyed the walk through of the small town. Yeah, it was a neat little town, and I needed to do my walking after the dermatologist appointment. Emily Davila, thumbs up to you on mail call. Yeah, we got the mail done. Jason's Texas Adventures, love it, Rusty. The lack of traffic and no lack of beautiful scenery. This route is a win. Great drive through the hills. Yeah, it is. It's usually on like 3-day weekends, where we get a Monday holiday. It'll be pretty busy because a lot of people come there to go on drives. The Dogman Chronicles, well, now that was a bit different. Thanks, Rusty. That was on Beer 30. Yeah, it was a bit different. Check his channel out on YouTube, The Dogman Chronicles. Felix reminds me of Capitan a little bit. Yeah, it does me too, because they have cedar or juniper there, and this is cedar, so it looks the same. Tom Sharp, nice drive. Rusty, beautiful countryside. Yeah, it was a fun drive. I enjoyed it. Let's go down here to Roger Clark. It's $20 a night. Let's see, Dog Canyon, Guadalupe Mountains, campsite. That was in the Prius. Roger Clark says it's $20 a night now, and you have to make reservations online. I don't doubt that a bit. And I was the only one there. Or I think there was, no, excuse me, there was one other person in the whole place. Indy Mion, M-I-O-N, on Sunday Drive, it says, you ain't lying, man. Texas Hill Country is beautiful, and Texas mountains even more, but my summer camp this year will be in Alpine, Arizona, up in the White Mountains, hopefully for many years to come. Their livability score is 77, which is exceptional. Yeah, well, the livability score, I've seen those, but for me, I am my own livability score. I don't worry about what other people put together. If I'm happy there, I'm fine. But I know where Alpine, Arizona is, and it is a pretty place. Boondocking with Dennis. Check his channel out on YouTube. This is found a home base. This is when I found my place here in Fort Clark Springs. Dennis says, good evening, Rusty. Running this playlist. Hope you had a good night's rest. Thanks for all that you do. Well, you're welcome, Dennis. And again, check his channel out. Boondocking with Dennis. Tom Sharp, thumbs up. Scotty Thompson, cool video talk, Rusty. Thank you, Scotty. This is JIF, choose his mother, I guess. OMG, get to the point. What was I talking about? Oh, I was just walking around Palomas, Mexico. There was no point. Why'd you watch? Why, if you can't leave a positive comment, why be there? And Mitt, Sunday drive. Nice job handling those curves and hills. Very enjoyable watching this video. Yeah, I think I was going 25. I mean, yo, Mario Andretti, me. Uh, James Ortiz, older guys should have the PSA test to check for prostate problems. I should have checked mine earlier. Yeah, it's not a bad idea to do that every now and then. Scott Gordon, sir, you are a genius. This is on the Thor Axera radio not working. I could not figure out what the hell I did to stop the radio from working in my RV, even going so far as to pull out the fuse to check and inadvertently pulling the ignition fuse without realizing it at the same time. Next thing you know, I had a radio that wouldn't turn on, an RV that wouldn't start. In an act of desperation, I watched your video and figured out the radio part. Then I put two and two together and realized I pulled the ignition fuse while trying to fix the damn radio. What a comedy of errors. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you for posting your video. I am very grateful and better informed. Thank you, Scott Gordon. Yeah, I just accidentally discovered that reset button on that radio that was in here, but it's been replaced by a much better radio with a 10-inch screen. No, it's great. The one I have now. Tom Wilson, enjoyed the ride. Thanks. That was on the Sunday drive. This is on Camp Wood. Barton's RV in Uvalde, Texas says, if we go up there, we usually stop by King's and get a burger, then go to the city park in Camp Wood to eat. Dry sausage is good too at King's. Yeah. They got a lot of stuff there. Hiking with Jackie Boy on the Sunday drive. FM 337 is one of the most scenic drives in the Texas Hill Country. I have taken it many, many times and it never gets old. No, it's just a nice drive. It is. Slow Hiker 2020. Rich Texans surely like big front gates. They have them in New Mexico and look silly and out of place. Well, they're doing them, Slow Hiker. You know, if you got a lot of money, you do silly things, I guess. E.V. Hodge, glad your hide is all good, sir. Keep rolling along. When you think about it, each of us lives in a town of one. Trees make a place. Yeah, no, we do. We live in our own little universe, and it's hard to it takes a while to realize that, you know, we're not part of other people's universe at all, you know. We think we might be, but we're not most of the time. Tony MTZ says, I did some construction work for a guy who had 1,000 acres by Camp Wood, full of axis deer and private creeks and some of the most beautiful country that you've ever seen out there. It is pretty country. Sheridan Gay, Rusty, you hit on a wonderful gem of this small town. I love walking through small towns as they have so much history to teach us if we just take the time to learn. Well, what you'll see is what I saw, and then it's a town of, it's a small town, and, you know, the guy, you know, there's a sign there that says, we reserve the right to, you know, to refuse service to anybody, you know, and they mean it. Mark Rollheiser, great town. Hopefully in my next life I will grow up in a town like that. Mark in Kansas. Yeah. Well, you know, you say that, but there are some downsides to small towns. I grew up in one myself, not that small, but close. This person's name is Follow Jesus. It is a pretty drive. Thank you, Rusty, for bringing me along. I did enjoy the video of the quiet little town. Also enjoyed the conversations. And yes, you are right on keeping up on skin. I'm so happy for you on your results. Yeah, me too. Thank you. King for a day. Small towns can sometimes be interesting if you're a stranger. Once they know you are not with the cartel or the government, kind of the same thing, just opposite sides, you should be okay. No, there's a lot of gossiping that goes on in small towns. Everybody knows everybody else's business. You know, there's no place to hide. But, you know, get along or get out, you know. D. Anderson, King's Smokehouse looked pretty tasty, judging by the sign. I like this little town. Thanks for sharing it with us. Yeah, it is a nice little town. We'll do a few more here. William R. Kirkland, thanks for the drive and conversation. Old folks need such on a Sunday afternoon. Yeah, it was just pleasant, you know. Uber girl Barbara, church was great. I served up some smoky sausages covered in Hawaiian barbecue sauce. Juanita baked up a pork roast, and others brought various goodies because we always have potluck after the service. Did your church have a potluck or coffee cake after service? Honey, I ain't been to church in 70 years, you know. I drive by them every now and then. Thank you, though, Uber girl. William Crawford, nice drive. Thank you. Mike McCuddy, very relaxing drive, Rusty. Thanks. And I appreciated your effort with the live streams to try some variety, but I enjoy the classic Beer 30 Friday videos best, not to be rude, but watching you read a chat room for 30 minutes isn't very interesting or relaxing. It's not for me either, so we ain't doing it no more. Okay, here we go. Philip Vaught, we are listening. Well, good for you, Philip. Go down here to Robert Kulakowski. Catchy name. I always wanted to move to a small town, but unfortunately, with my heart issues, I need to be close to a major medical facility, and I'm not ready to die yet. Yeah, well, anyway, good luck, Robert. Lisa Shippert. My aunt asked her mom, Grandma, what time the mailman came. The answer, second commercial of The Price is Right. Proved to be true 98.5% of the time. I like that. That's pretty good, isn't it? Anyway, we got Leanne49. Good afternoon, Rusty. I love going through small towns like this. Enjoyed the tour. Thanks. You're very welcome. Wayne Johnson, have a great one. I did. And Ken PA says, Rusty, your comment caller Beer 30 with the beautiful poodle professor got 6.3 thousand views. I think that's just a little bit higher than normal. Wonder why. Well, it's you put a woman in there. You know, you put a if I could find me a 20-year-old girl and put her in a bikini and do Beer 30 and have her walking around in the background and stuff, it'd get 100,000 views. But I can't find any old girls. Keith Kessler, not particle board, called OSB. Well, I didn't know that, Keith. That was on the Home Depot thing. Here's Wanda Katz from across the pond in London, England. Hey, Google, what's the temperature in London, England?
In London, United Kingdom, it's currently 51 degrees.
Hey, Google, what's the temperature in Fort Clark Springs, Texas?
In Fort Clark Springs, it's currently 50 degrees.
It's almost identical. Amazing. Wanda Cat says, you crack me up, Rusty. The funniest thing that happened to me today was watching this video. Greetings to all Rusty's Rangers. I salute you all from London. That was on retired and staying busy. RV Chris, last one, says, nice town, Camp Wood. And it is, and it was, and it still is. But having said that, guys, from Fort Clark Springs, Texas, a little slice of heaven in southwest Texas. This is Rusty78609 saying, thumbs up, guys. Carpe diem. Carpe diem means seize the day in Latin. Carpe diem. Adios. Bye-bye. Buy anything you want anytime. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because it doesn't cost you 1 penny. And if you're going to buy something from Amazon anyway, I know it's a pain. I probably wouldn't do it either. But anyway, having said that, drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you will not want to eat so much as in snack. The only way to lose weight and keep it off, and you know it and I know it, is what? Eat less. That's it. No more. That's the only diet you need. And then what else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in really deep, hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure. Is that good for you? You bet. Do it several times a day. And then what? Stretch. Swivel. Walk. Pedal. Exercise your body once or twice a day, every single day. Why? Because you'll feel better immediately and you may live longer, healthier because of that one thing. And then what? Stand guard at the door of your mind. This is your head, your brain, your frontal lobes, your consciousness. All those little neurons in there are forming neural links, which is every single thought you have, every dream, memory, whatever. You know what I mean? So give your neurons something positive to work with. Accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, enjoy your life one day or one moment at a time. At ease. Carry on. Adios. Bye-bye. Hasta luego. Vaya con Dios. Aloha. Until the next video. And on we go, guys. I got a new washing machine coming in tomorrow. And we should close on the Redbud house this week. Adios, guys. Bye-bye.